Bihade Gopijana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Jana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Vallabha Girivane Dhari Yasodanandana Prajagana Ranjana Yasodanandana Prajagana Ranjana Nana Prajagana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Anachadi Yamuna Tira Vanachadi Vanachadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Jana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Jana Vallabha Girivane Dhari Yasodanandana Prajagana Ranjana Dana Prajagana Ranjana Yasodanandana Prajagana Ranjana Dana Prajagana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachadi Yamuna Tira Vanachadi Vanachadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Bhagavacharya Satarya Satashishi Mad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Gauda Vaishnavinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Sikoshi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gauda Bhaktivedanta Ki ISKCON Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Navadvip Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jamuna Mahi Ki Ganga Mahi Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakta Devi Ki Shri Radha Golokananda Ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. So before we go on to Srimad Bhagavatam today is the festival of Jagannath Mishra. So just briefly recognize that. It's the glorification of the family. After the child is born, the family members, they all come together and there's happiness and celebration. And so similarly, when Lord Chaitanya took birth, all the family members come, and actually it goes on for a few days. And similarly, in the house of Nanda Maharaj, when Krishna was born, there was also celebration. So this corresponds with this. It's kind of interesting. Jagannath gets the glory. With she goes through all the labor, carrying the child for 9 months, and then the festival is in honoring Jagannath Mishra. It's funny how that works. So in Gaur-Lila, I want to read just a paragraph summarizing the chapter 3, just calculation of the Lord's horoscope. A little bit about the activities, and described that this child is the embodiment of the Bhagavad Dharma. They're describing Lord Chaitanya. It's a baby, so they're all gathered there, and so he's being described and glorified. It says that he will preach religious principles for the age of Kali, like the Yuga avatar of Lord Vishnu. He will even attract the minds of the atheistic Yavanas and be worshipped by them. This child will be known as Sri Vishvambar and Navadvip Chandra. Fearing that there may be rasabas or an unfavorable overlapping of mellows, the Brahma did not foretell the sannyas pastimes of the Lord. There were descriptions of the tumultuous sound of various musical instruments in the house of Jagannath Mishra, the mixing of the demigods' wives and the Brahmins' wives. They're blessing the child with dhruva grass and rice paddy. So in Krishna Lila from chapter 5, the meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, we have there was a great jubilation all over Vrindavan due to Krishna's birth. Everyone was overwhelmed with joy. Therefore, the king of Raja, Maharaj Nanda, wanted to perform the birth ceremony for his child. And this he did. During the great festival, Nanda Maharaj gave in charity all present whatever they desired. So we have great celebrations of the Lord. And so these pastimes are very close to one another. They kind of mirror one another. Okay, so unless anybody has something they want to say, we'll go on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 10, chapter 60, text 43, right? Tam Travlu Rupam Abhajam Jagatam Adhisam Tam Tvanu Rupam Ajam Jagat Asitam. All right. Atmanam Atra Cha Paratra Cha Kama Puram Atmanam Atra Cha Patra Paratra Cha Kama Puram. Shan Me Tavan Gir Aranam Shritibir Brahmanyantya Svanvetavangir Aranam Sritibir Brahmanyam Yo Vai Rajantam Upayantya An Tap Pavargra Yo Vai Bhajantam Upayanya Nirtapavargraha Tam Tvanurupam Ahajam Jagatam Ahisam Atmanam Atra Chapatra Cha Kamapuram Shanmetavani Aranam Sri Bir Brahmatya Yo Vai Brajatam Upayat Yadrita Parvargra Tam Tvam Nurupam Abhajam Jagatam Ahisam Atmanam Atra Chapatra Cha Karmapuram Shanmetavangrir Arnanam Shribir Brahmanya Yo Vai Bhajantam Upayat Yan Rita Pavarga All right. Yovam Bhajantam Upayanta Dharmipada Svarupam Avagam Chakatam Avisam Tvam Tvarupam Avagam Jakatam Ahisam Ovai Pachatam Upaya Tam him Tva yourself Anurupam suitable Abhajam I have chosen Jagatam of all the worlds Adhisam the ultimate master Atmanam the supreme soul Atra in this life Cha and Paratra in the next life Cha also Kama of desires Purum the fulfiller Shat may they be may for me Tava your Agrihi feet Arnam shelter Shriti be by the various movements from one species of life to another. Brahmanantya, who has been wandering? Yahi, which feet? By, indeed, Rajantam, their worshipper. Upayati, approach. Antritya, from untruth. Amparanga, freedom. Translation. Because you are suitable for me, I have chosen you, the master and supreme soul of all the worlds, who fulfill your desires in this life and the next. May your feet, which give freedom from illusion by approaching their worshiper, give shelter to me, who have been wandering from one material situation to another. Okay, so repeat. Because you are suitable for me, I have chosen you, the master and supreme soul of all the worlds, who fulfill our desires in this life and the next. May your feet, which give freedom from illusion by approaching their worshiper, give me shelter. Give shelter to me, okay, who have been wandering from one material situation to another. Purport. An alternative reading of the word Shruti is Shrutibi, in which case the idea Rukmini expresses in this, I have been bewildered by hearing from various religious scriptures about the numerous rituals and ceremonies with their promise of future results. Sridhar Swami gives this explanation, while Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti give an additional idea Rukmini might express with the words Shrutibi, my dear Lord Krishna. I was bewildered by hearing about your various incarnations. I heard that when you descended as Ram, you abandoned your wife, Sita, and that in this life you abandoned the gopis. Thus, I was bewildered. It should be understood that Srimati Rukmini Devi is the eternal liberated consort of Lord Krishna. But in these verses, she humbly plays the part of a mortal woman, taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. So, Om Aganda Timarandashya Gananjana Shilakaya Chaksaromayatamyena Tajmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I would like to add that this is actually real. I mean, it's not like she's pretending to have a relationship with Krishna or pretending that she's in love with Krishna. Like she's not just going through the motions, just for our benefit. This relationship and all the relationships of the pure devotees are obviously on a transcendental level. And even it's like the Goswamis we're reading about Rupa and Sanatana Goswami now. that relationship is real that they have with the Lord. The experiences they went through in that pastime, they're all real. It's not that they're sitting around looking at their watch or looking at the sun, waiting for Lord Chaitanya to come and that they can get out. They're not thinking like that. They're actually emotionally involved in an unhealthy situation. And then when Lord Chaitanya comes, when they are freed by Lord Chaitanya, they're able to express genuinely, openly, and with a full heart their appreciation for what Lord Chaitanya has done, to taking them out of this material condition. It's kind of interesting here that Sridhar Swami brings the point out that she knows how Krishna's relationship with the gopis, but ultimately abandoned them, and he also brings up the point that he also abandoned Sita. So under that consciousness, she's really took this as real. She said, well, maybe he'll abandon me also. Maybe there is this slight possibility, even though it was teasing. He was just teasing her. From her point of view, she was thinking, oh, this could possibly happen. So that's very important. So get to my notes. So I mentioned here she's actually, she's talking like a human, but obviously she's not an ordinary human. Even the Ram takes the part as a human being. He comes and he talks about that. Krishna, it seems like when you come to this planet, you have to take on the shape of the residents of this planet, which are human beings. There's different types of human beings. There, as we just read in chapter 19, there's 8,400,000 species, and of those, there's 400,000 different human beings. So there are all kinds of species. But the demigods see the human beings are like a little bit lower, they're like an elevated position. And but it kind of also reflects us in the fact that we have been wandering from one material situation to another. This is like birth after birth. It's what she's expression is actually the reality of our condition. And we can see, that love sometimes hurts. So we see that in the situation with the gopis and Radharani and even Sita and here Rukmini, the relationship with Krishna could be very tumultuous, or with Ram. It's like on a roller coaster. You have this love that they're experiencing when they're together, and they're dancing and singing together, and then when there's separation, when Krishna's, but that separation is described as even sweeter. It enhances the relationship. Of course, that's either one of these types of love we hear about, but we don't really haven't had the opportunity yet to fully experience these. We get a little bit. Krishna blesses us with a little bit. But this, but these feet here is that the attraction for all those devotees who are approaching Krishna. It seems like the feet are expressed over and over again as the shelter of every devotee that's been successful in their sadhana, is that they want to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And Rukmini is actually expressing that also. So this Krishna's feet are sometimes talked like the gopis, like even Mother Yasoda. She was worried about, as Krishna goes out with the cows, he didn't wear shoes, so she's concerned about his feet. So that's a different type of relationship that she's having with Krishna. Of course, the gopis are thinking similarly the same thing, but they want to put Krishna's feet up against the innermost core of their heart, which is, expressed with their love for Krishna. So they want to, sometimes they might think that their breasts are too hard for Krishna's feet. So they're expressing their love in a particular way. But similarly, the Krishna's feet are the shelter. Now, Krishna's feet has markings on the bottom of his feet. And even in Gaur Lila, when now when Lord Chaitanya takes birth, and sometimes as a naughty boy, he'll, do things in the house and break things, and then he'll walk across like maybe the flower or something that's on the, and his mother will look at it, and then she'll see these markings in this flower. She'll see these different markings of Krishna. And similarly, in Krishna Lila, the same way. So I'm going to go through the different signs of Krishna's feet and briefly talk about each one. On his right foot, there are 11 signs. I think I had a picture, but I knew I couldn't do both, have a picture and. So the first one is a barley corn. It says that this signifies that his devotees receive all the enjoyable opulences of prosperity by serving his lotus feet. It also means that once one finds the shelter of his lotus feet, then the devotee's former journey through many, many births and deaths is actually very tiny. Just like a single grain of barley, it further demonstrates that just as the barley grains are sustenance of the life of the living beings, similarly, it's widely celebrated that his glorious feet are nourished by all souls. So the next one is a disc, a chakra. This mark cuts down the 6 enemies of the devotees: lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy, and bewilderment. It indicates Teja Tattva, or the principle of brilliance by which the darkness of sin within is destroyed. Now there's an upward curved line. This mark signifies that the devotees who cling to his feet as if holding a lifeline will be transported to the higher realms. Indeed, they will not fall down. It shows that such devotees need never be doubtful of their upward passage. They cannot be held captive within this small, egg-like material universe. It also indicates that the path of his feet, being free from external designations, is very direct. It also reveals that his feet can reach down to the lowest of fallen souls and deliver those who have taken shelter of him. It says his feet is all merciful. Okay, there's another symbol, it's a lotus flower. This mark increases the greed for nectar in the minds of the bee-like devotees who meditate on his feet. The lotus also signifies that just as a lotus grows out of water, similarly those whose eyes swell with tears upon holding the Lord's lotus feet in their heart receive the highest benefit. Right? This mark also shows that the goddess of fortune, Sri Lakshmi Devi, always resides on his feet rendering humble service. It also reveals that just as a lotus blooms by day and contacts by night, similarly those who remain steeped in meditation on his feet always feel the blossoming unfolding of brilliant ecstasies that dispel the darkness of ignorance. This mark signifies that his feet are so soft that they can only be compared to a lotus petals. Indeed, upon first glancing at his lotus feet, you would think, as you directly see fresh lotus flowers. This mark also indicates that just as bees live inside lotus flowers, similarly, the minds of the gopis always reside in the nectar of his lotus feet. It also shows that his lotus, or consciousness of his lotus feet, will not grow unless there is a profusion of water of pure divine love, water of the pure divine love. It also means that the bee of the devotee's mind cannot fly beyond the bondage of dry gyan and vairagya, renunciation, without the temptation offered by the superior nectar of his lotus feet. The mark is indicative, of his supreme lordship over all creation. He holds the 4 signs, beginning with the lotus, disc, club, and conch accordingly. So number 5 is the gourd. This mark indicates that meditation on his lotus feet brings the elephants of his devotees' minds under the control and keeps them on the right path. It also shows that those who thus stay on the path towards his feet become superior among men, just as one riding on top of an elephant travels far above the rest. Now there's a flag. This announces that for the devotees meditating on his feet, he gives security and safe protection from all sorts of fear. Thunderbolt. This mark reveals that meditation on his feet smashes to pieces the mountain of his devotees' karmic reaction to past sins. It also indicates that whoever holds on to his feet becomes as exalted as Lord Indra, whose weapon is the lightning bolt. This mark also shows that the glories of Krishna's dynasties were established by his own grandson, Virajnava, who preserved the many places of his pastimes, built temples, installed various deities, and initiated regular festival celebrations. So he has an umbrella. This mark proves that those who take shelter of his feet are shielded from the incessant rainfall of material miseries. It also refers to Krishna holding Govardhan Hill up like an umbrella to protect Raj from the anger of Indra. It also denotes that those who sit in the shade of his feet becomes exalted like the Maharajas, who usually have umbrellas held over their heads. And an octagon. This mark signifies that those who resort to his feet are well protected in 8 directions. It also shows that nothing within the kingdom of the 8 directions is unattainable for the devotees. Further, his devotees automatically and easily achieve the use of the 8 mystic perfections in the course of performing service to his feet. And then there's a swastika. This mark signifies that for those who resort to his feet, all is well. It also indicates that nothing inauspicious could possibly remain for one who holds his feet to his heart. And the last one on his right foot is the rose apple. This mark is indicative that his feet are the only worshipful objects for all those who are residents of this region of Jambudweep, the island of the rose apple, according to Vedic cosmology. Now on his left foot he has 8 signs. Number 12, okay, 8. So 11 on his right, 8 on his left. Conch. This emblem indicates that those who take shelter of his lotus feet are always rescued from all sorts of distress. Just as during the Artik ceremony, the conch shell is used to hold water that is offered directly after the ghee lamp. Similarly, his feet hold transcendental water that soothes his devotees from the blazing fire of material miseries. In addition, this symbol proclaims ultimate victory for the devotees, since the conch shell mark on the feet contains the entire ocean of material existence that may now be easily crossed. This mark is also symbolic of the principle of water, since from Krishna's foot has manifested the river Ganga, purifier of all worlds. This mark also shows that those who resort to his feet become completely fearless. Next one is the sky. This mark of 2 circles, one within the other, indicates that his feet are all pervading throughout the entire universe, both within and without all manifestations. It also shows that even though his feet are everywhere, they are unattached, just like the sky. Excuse me. Now, bow. This mark reveals that those who take shelter of his feet will perpetually be freed from all worries and difficulties. It also shows that those who are stupefied in the material world remain motionless like a target and do not come to his feet, whereas those who come to the ultimate goal of his feet remain there, never go back to this material world. Furthermore, when the minds of the devotees meet the target of his feet, then prema condenses as a result and overflows as tears showering from his eyes, as the tears showered from his eyes. Now it's got a calf's hoof print. This mark signifies that those who have taken full shelter of uninterrupted meditation of his feet, the great ocean of material worldly existence becomes very small and insignificant, like the water held on a calf's hoof print. And thus it is easily crossed over. Triangle. This mark indicates that the devotees who resort to his feet will be saved from the snares of the threefold modes of material nature, that his feet are the first and the last refuge for the inhabitants of the three worlds, that his feet are the safest sanctuary for the devas, humans, and animals as well, that his feet are the sole desired object of the liberated, those desiring liberation, as well as the sense enjoyers, and that his feet should be resorted to by everyone with full concentration of his body, mind, and speech. It also shows that Krishna, the conqueror of Cupid, is the Lord and husband of all women. It also shows that Krishna is the original source of his three expanding manifestations of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Krishna also bears this mark on his foot to indicate the three energies, Shri, Bhu, and Nila, are his maidservants. It appears to his stepping over the three worlds, Svarga, Bhumi, and Patala, with one step, as Vamanadev. Also, that his feet remove the three miseries, Abhiyak, Abhibhuktak, Abhidaik. It further signifies that his feet may be attained by worshippers performing any of the three sadhanas, bhakti, jnana, and vairagya. It denotes that he never goes anywhere other than Vrindavan, Mathura, and Dwarka. In addition, that whether one is a sura, a godly, nara, human, or a sura, demon, he sees everyone equal and bestows the same bhakti. Also, that his feet have attracted the fixed gaze of the three eyes of Shiva. So there's a lot there on that triangle. Now, a pitcher or water pot. This mark shows that his feet hold the golden pitcher full of purely nectarian ambrosia to be freely consumed by the surrendered souls. Indeed, they will never be bereft of nectar, for this pitcher always remains full. This mark also indicates that his feet can pour out nectar that extinguishes the burning fire of separation felt by the gopis, as well as the blazing fire of the threefold miseries of his separated devotees. It also refers to his feet as a source of the Ganga River, which is supremely purifying. Further, the pitcher is a symbol to show that no inauspiciousness can come near his devotees, but rather that his feet brings ripples of happiness emanating from divine auspiciousness. Now you have the half moon. This mark symbolizes how his feet truly accomplishes the desired objectives of his devotees. It signifies that even gods like Shiva have decorated their own heads with the soles of his feet. It also shows that devotees who likewise decorate their own heads with his feet can become exalted like Shiva. Just as the moon showers nectar with its cooling rays, similarly, his feet showered nectar upon his devotees, extinguishing the threefold miseries, so that the minds of the devotees may reside at his feet. They bear the symbol of the moon, just as the moon is one, it destroys the darkness seen by many people. Simultaneously, similarly, the Lord is one, yet by his cleverness can deliver many souls at the same time. The half moon also indicates that since his toenails appeared as 10 splendorous full moons, the real moon has shivered up in shame and appears in a half moon. It also indicates that the half-hearted attempts of those who are improperly devoted, relishing transcendental topics with the wrong attitude and crooked or duplicitous, cannot approach his feet. In addition, just as the half moon is in the process of increasing, similarly, the benefit for one who is day by day expanding his glorification of his feet in a spotless manner certainly increases. So we have one more, matcha, the fish. This mark shows that just as a fish cannot live without water, similarly the surrendered devotees cannot live without directly associating with his feet. It also shows that all those cherished desires and longings of those who resort to his feet will be truly fulfilled. It also means that the mind is very fickle, just like fish who wavers this way and that. And so only after much meditation do his feet finally come into the heart. It also indicates that his feet will come to live in one's heart only if the heart has been liquefied by soft, loving emotions. His feet do not thrive where it is dry. He also has this mark on his feet to indicate that he has conquered Cupid, thereby displaying Cupid's flag of surrender on the soles of his feet. Moreover, it is a reminder that during the great universal devastation and flood, he assumed the form of Matsya, the fish incarnation, and thereby saved his devotees. Okay, so there we go. 19 markings. Huh? I got it off Ishkan Desire Tree. Of course, if you dress the deities, you can touch Krishna's feet too. You can. I'm sorry.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Taksham Marhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Nishesha Shobha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
gacciami. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Putale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namande Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Bachane, Nirsesha, Shunyavani Vasachades, Darante. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Navata Vrindana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hey. Jai Om. Shima, His Divine Grace. Abhaya, Sananama, Bhaktivedanta, Goswami. ki jai. Namacharya Shubheda Sthakur ki jai. Pramsame Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidway Gadadha Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrindi ki jai. Shri Radhakrishna Gautamath Shyamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavanam ki jai. Machuram ki jai. Sami ki jai. Mai ki jai. Shrimati Lasi Devi ki jai. Vrindi ki jai. All glory. All glory to someone. All glory to Guru and Govinda. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Chaitodarpanam Arjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Brunamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudani Jasarva Shaktis Tatrapitani Amita Smarane Nakala Etadrishita Bhakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjanina Nuraga Trinada Pisu Nichena Tarora Pisu Hishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishamevavam Budao Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sajushim Vachintaya Nainam Gladashu Daraya Vadanam Gad Gajaridaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishya Vapadamritam Ranastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotura Yatatadava Vidadatu Lampado Mat Prananatastusa Eva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking himself lower than the straw in the street. One should be mowing a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Oh, Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice